Looks like somebody was feeling nostalgic for the early 2020s because seemingly out of nowhere, or maybe somebody was biding their time. Roaring Kitty, you probably know him better as Keith Gill, the guy who kicked off all of the meme stonks, like I said, at the beginning of 2021. In January, around that time, one of the first and most obvious tone setters for the Biden administration, the fact that all of the Democrats were coming out of the woodwork saying, what's with these other people trying to take advantage of the stock market, and they're having an effect on the overall ups and downs. That's supposed to be our domain. Thanks, Elizabeth Warren. Real champion for the people, she was. But GameStop shares surge 119%. That was the big one, right? I like the stocks, GameStonk, AMC also seeing a bump because people know exactly what time it is. Sure is a tough break for good old Bed Bath & Beyond, well, considering the fact that their CEO decided to do the old high dive out of a building about this time last year, but they won't be around for this ride. We're just going to have to see what ends up happening because, yeah, all of those guardrails that were put in place by those elected representatives that wanted to make sure that the Wall Street benefactors didn't end up facing a similar fate to what they did in 2021. Didn't end up happening to them during an election year. Yes, the man at the center of the pandemic meme stock craze appeared online for the first time in 3 years and sent GameStop shares skyrocketing Monday. Keith Gill, better known as Roaring Kitty, posted an image on Sunday of a man sitting forward in his chair. Yes, simply with this meme image right here. The first time in 3 years, 16 million views, and as you can see, the stock, people, well, hey man, people just like the stock. And because I'm recording this, Monday evening for everything to come out in an appropriate amount of time, don't know what it's going to be trending like today, but I'd imagine we're going to be coming back to this because it doesn't seem like there's any signs that this is going to be slowing down. The stock rose by an astonishing 119% at one point on Monday and caused the losses of $1 billion for so-called short sellers who have continued to bet the video game retailer will go bankrupt. And taking a look at the wider video game industry, something that I've been paying a lot closer attention to than the stock market, if we're going to be completely honest, then yeah, the games industry, she's in a bit of a collapse. So maybe Keith was paying attention to what's going on over there and decided, you know what, now that Sony and Xbox are deciding to burn down simultaneously, now's about the time where we just decide to pump up the video game industry. Somebody's being a real champion of the people. It was a throwback to the 2021s, when GameStop hit the headlines for the short squeeze and its stock. Back then, the video game retailer struggling to survive as consumers switched rapidly from discs to digital downloads. That, and also GameStop is one of the worst managed companies getting into the 2020s and had been for a very long time, driving off customers left, right, and center, but that's another topic for another time. Big Wall Street hedge funds were betting against it or shorting its stock, expecting it to go bankrupt both in 2021 and now in 2024, but Gill and his fans disagreed and bought up millions of GameStop shares. That began what is known as the short squeeze, and those big investors had to bet against GameStop were forced to buy its rapidly rising stock to offset their massive losses. At Monday's opening bell, it appeared that Gill had reignited that phenomenon as shares of GameStop more than doubled from Friday's close of $17.46. And yeah, we have a bit more of a comprehensive breakdown here. Okay, GameStop, as we'll just go ahead and call them from here, GameStocks. Does that make sense? That good? Okay, we'll settle on that. Short sellers have lost $1 billion in the first hour of trading today. That puts total losses for GameStop short sellers this month at $1.5 billion. So they were already feeling the squeeze. Interesting. Between all meme stocks, short sellers have lost over $2 billion in one singular day. Boy, the short squeeze in these stocks is a whole new level. Volatility is officially back on the market and has become even more profitable. As we continue to see larger swings in our technical price action since 2020, our calls are up over 340%. So these guys are apparently good at this stuff and have been doing it for a while. So yeah, what could possibly interfere with people trying to buy the stock because they simply like the stock? GameStop trading has been halted a fifth time in one day after the stock your stock surged over 90, well, it would end up topping out to just about 120%. I'll be interested to see what ends up happening throughout the rest of the week, but a lot of people are pointing out, oh yeah, the government, they never really want to blow the whistle on the fact that, the stock market manipulation. And so, and such overhanded manipulation as we're having right here. Oh, it just magically stopped. Don't know what happened for the 5th time. Like, come on now. But, oh yeah, we got to pay attention to what's going on with Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. We got to pay attention to that stuff. And we got to introduce our own central bank digital currency in order to, stabilize a very volatile market. Definitely nothing to see over here. But going back to the Daily Mail article here, okay, that hit an 18-month high, $38.20. Even after slipping slightly, they were trading 76% higher at 1:30 p.m. Spec short covering in the stock said Ihor Donwoski, data firm S3 Partners. He said that just an hour into trading Monday, short-selling hedge funds had lost $1 billion on paper at least, which would end up at the end of the day, thanks to the other meme stocks, AMC included, up out over $2 billion. It's the biggest intraday trading jump for GameStop since the meme craze in 2021. Other meme stocks like theater chain AMC were jolted higher as well. But yes, so you have all the stocks coming back together. You have the meme stocks coming back around. And then you have the overall ringleader and roaring kitty. Don't know what the Reddit community, because what was that? Wall Street Bets? They were kind of the epicenter when it comes to this issue. I wonder if Diamond Hands is going on around over there, but there's somebody else who was very much a part of this back in 2021, but has now raised their profile significantly since that time, and we're talking about Andrew Tate himself, and well, kicked off the day seeing this stuff happening on the other side of the world. Buy $1 million USD in GameStop for 5,000 retweets, and as you can see, it's approaching 10,000 retweets, and if you take a look at his timeline, Andrew's been on a bit of a dare. Okay, so after all of this went down, he gave it 3 hours and they got 5,000 retweets, and away we go. They've halted trading. The entire system is a scam. The Matrix wrecks you endlessly, and as soon as you start to win, they turn the game off. Yep, we've seen that back in 2021. We're seeing it once again in 2024. There he is, providing the receipts once again, showing that, yeah, I was there in 2021. We are in it to win it, okay? Every single piece of GameStop I buy, I will never sell, no matter what. Stock up or stock down, perma donations to cause against the system. Diamond Hands until we've stopped breathing, running everything back, man. And as things have continued to go on, I like the stock. Him giving $5,000 donations for other people to also, set themselves up for what's ultimately going to be coming throughout the rest of this week. Because, like I said, I don't think this is going to be going anywhere anytime soon. Especially with the financial backing of Tate and his just ability to upset any apple cart he hitches himself to. I think that this is going to be a very interesting situation moving forward. And, well, since we're talking about the stock market, and since we're kind of tangentially talking about video games, we might as well talk about another gigantic story from yesterday that has finally made landfall. And, well, I'm a little more optimistic about the future of that upcoming story as opposed to the long-term viability of GameStop. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.